Are you a mathematician, though? Yeah, I was a math goblin. And then I had to explain to people who did not know anything about math why the math checked out. Do you know? Do you understand how hard it is to just develop that socially? That ability to, like, take something that no one wants to hear about and make them listen for 5 minutes? Holy fuck. It's terrible. And that's why I developed a good amount of talking skill, you know? Explaining math, explaining stats, explaining tech-related things as well. A lot of it was very tech-heavy. It wasn't always math. And, yeah, it just sucked. It's like working in healthcare, right? Like, if you're a doctor or nurse and you're trying to explain something to a patient and they're just like, and they don't want to hear about it, and they're like, but I read. Yeah. So, you know. It's a brain aneurysm waiting to happen. It really is. I feel like I went through the Dark Souls of communication. I went through the Dark Souls of speaking to people. And now that I've come out of that, then I started streaming. You know? Like, that was my training arc. And now my current arc through streaming is learn to speak in a less clinical or business way, because not everyone hears like that, you know? So I'm getting there. Learn to chill the fuck out, you know? That's just how it is. And then even before that, in like my jobs when I was younger, I was teaching people things. I was doing like lessons. I used to teach music lessons a lot. I would teach cello. That's one of the things that I would do. I had a bunch of odd jobs, but that was one of them. And, you know, trying to get, like, a middle schooler to care. Their mom just sent them to you, and you're trying to get them to care about fucking anything related to music. And they're like, and they're, like, half leaned back in the chair, and they're like, I don't want it. And you're like, this is a GEEG, okay? And the thing that makes a GEEG different from the other movements, and they're like, you know? But that's also, like, the demon souls of chatting. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But when you go through that shit for years and then like the other work stuff I was saying later, you know, when you start streaming, you're like, oh, you know, I guess I can just sit here and talk. There's a surprising amount of crossover between streaming and teaching. Yeah, so many VTubers are or have been teachers or tutors or something in some sort of way, or taught lessons in a thing, or, you know, a lot of them when they've talked about that, it's very interesting to see how many people, I guess, have an affinity for it. It's like they enjoy public speaking. They enjoy it in a way where there is some feedback, right? We can talk to our chat, we can talk to our students or our classes. I think that's kind of, it's a similar format, but you're not necessarily teaching so much as you're just talking about stuff, right? Like, I like to talk about stuff, and we like sitting here and just sharing info. It's nice. It's nice. Imagine if one of your students is a fan now. I don't want to imagine that. No, thank you. No, thanks. Ew. Yikes.